was I when I discovered I could sing? You know, that's kind of a funny question, only because I guess when you have a gift or a talent, it's not something that you necessarily discover. It might be, in my case, something that I just always did as far back as I can remember. You know, we had music in the house, and so I would always emulate the sounds that I heard. So as far back as I can remember, I'd say 4 or 5, I can remember my parents, they had some music. I remember we had a Tom Jones album and a Edie Gourmet album, and I remember a Lou Rawls album. And so those were the sounds that I heard repetitively, and I emulated those sounds. And I had quite a bit of range even back then, and so whether it was the low notes, even Brooke Benton, I can remember emulating the sounds that I heard on those records. So as far back as I can remember, I was singing. As far as coming into what I felt was my own voice, I would say maybe 8 or 9, and that would have been around the time that I was first introduced to the music of Dionne Warwick. So her music just really resonated with me. And it would be one of those questions, what came first, the chicken or the egg? I don't know. And so did I start to sound like her after I heard her? Did I begin to pattern my tone after her, after I was introduced to her music? Or was that my original sound and I just began to cultivate it more as I studied her music more? Which one? I don't know. I just know from the time I was a little girl, when I got introduced to Dionne Warwick, that music resonated with me, and I have been her biggest fan ever since.